So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy salmon teriyaki recipe. And you will need the following ingredients. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sake, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a teaspoon of dark soy sauce, and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And so this will serve 2. So the first step is, in a separate mixing bowl, you're going to mix your soy sauce, sake, mirin, your sugar. In this case, I'm using raw sugar. White granulated sugar is totally fine if you don't have raw sugar. And then this is the dark soy sauce, a half a teaspoon, and this is optional. I'm only using this to give the sauce darker color. So if you don't have dark soy sauce, totally fine without it. And you're gonna mix it really well and try to dissolve the sugar. And you can set that aside while the sugar dissolves. And then the next step is prepping your salmon. So what you're going to try to do is take your salmon, pat it dry, make sure it's nice and dry, and you're going to season it with salt and pepper. Just be mindful when you're seasoning it with salt that the teriyaki sauce will have a lot of salt already, so just don't use too much salt. And then there's the pepper. And then what you're going to try to do is coat the salmon with the cornstarch. So you're going to take your cornstarch and you're going to sprinkle it on top of the salmon. And you're going to go in there with your hands and fingers and you're going to try to coat the salmon with the cornstarch on all sides evenly, and just shake off any excess cornstarch. So now the next step is take your non-stick skillet, preheat it to medium-high heat with some oil. You don't want to use too much oil because the salmon will render some fat and you just don't want it to be too oily, too greasy. Once the pan is nice and hot, you're going to cook the salmon 3 minutes on one side, 3 minutes on the other side. And then in this case, I want the sides of the salmon to be crispy also, so I'm going to cook the sides of the salmon 1 minute on each side. Just like that. So all sides are nice and brown. Once the salmon is thoroughly cooked, you're going to take it out of the pan and just set it aside. And then you're gonna remove the excess fat and oil from the pan. Take some paper towel and just wipe your pan, clean your pan with the paper towel. So while your pan is nice and hot, you're going to take your sauce mixture and you're gonna give it a final stir because the sugar will settle in the bottom, and you just wanna make sure that the sugar is nicely incorporated. And so with this part, be very careful when you're pouring the sauce in the pan. It will sizzle, it will bubble. So just be very careful. The sauce is going to cook very quickly, about 30 seconds to a minute. You'll see it'll start to get thickened. And then you're going to put the meat back in the pan. And you're just going to try to coat the salmon with the sauce. As you can see here, the sauce is already starting to get thick. It only took less than a minute, maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So when you see the sauce is starting to get thick, remove it from the heat because it will burn. So just keep your eye on it. And again, just try to coat the salmon without breaking the salmon because it's very delicate, so just try to be careful. And you're just gonna set that aside and let it rest for a couple minutes. And then for serving, It's best with white rice, in my opinion, and serve it with a side of your favorite salad. So just plate the salmon, and if you want more sauce, you can drizzle more sauce on the salmon. Just like that. And then with garnish, you can garnish it with some green onions. In this case, I'm garnishing it with some sesame seeds. And that's pretty much it. Quick and easy. And now for the fun part, the taste test. Delicious. And that's my cat by my feet trying to get some too. Thanks for watching.